Are you a fan of the hit TV series Lego Masters?
I know I am.
I am too. Well, then this video is for you. We asked you on Instagram to send us your questions, so we've got them all here on the iPad ready to go.
So we're going to answer all of your questions right now. Let's go.
All right.
All right, question 1.
Okay, question 1. This is more of a statement than a question. The statement is, I've watched Lego Masters. You're not on there.
That's right. If you've only seen the US season of Lego Masters, you haven't seen me. I'm Gene from Nick and Gene from Lego Masters Season 4, Australia. So you better watch the season.
Question 2. Did you know Nick before coming on Lego Masters?
I did. I used to work with Nick. He was a freelancer at the business that I used to work for. Actually, we used to get in trouble by having water cooler chats about Lego Masters the day after the show aired. That might be why we applied.
Nice. Question 3. What was casting like for Lego Masters? Did you apply or were you sought out by producers?
So I saw the casting call out go up on Facebook. I followed Lego Masters on Facebook and I followed Endemol Shine on Facebook just in case, you know, for that, watching out for the casting call. So as soon as the casting call popped up on Facebook, I took a screenshot, I texted that to Nick just with a little question mark. And of course he texted back straight away and he said, I've been waiting for this text.
Nice. That's so good. Question 4. Were you close to getting on seasons 1 through 3?
I had only heard about Lego Masters during season 3.
3, yeah.
I reckon.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where we started. Because we watched season 3 and we loved it.
Yeah.
And then we ended up watching seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah, the problem is it's a network TV show and, you know, we watch Netflix. So we just hadn't heard of it until season 3 and then got a bit obsessed.
Question 5. What was it like working with Nick? How did your skills complement each other?
Cool, good question actually. So because both Nick and I work in creative fields, I feel like we've got a bit of an advantage in sort of creative thinking. And Nick's a nutcase. And so basically like 75% of the ideas that we put down as builds came from Nick. So he came up with the grand idea and then it was all kind of up to me to execute the idea. I don't know
what do you mean noticed. You put brakes in the back wheels?
No, just as decoration.
You put aesthetic brakes in there?
Yeah, we definitely complemented in that case. We had sort of the creative force of Nick plus the, I guess, engineering force of me.
Which is perfect combination, I think.
Yeah, it worked out well. Worked out very well. Watch the season.
Question 6. Did you like the people you worked with?
I'm assuming you're talking about everyone else
I'm
on the season.
I'm assuming the cast. I'm going to say like the
cast. I mean, the crew are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the crew were great and fantastic. And of course, Hamish was fantastic. And so was Brickman. Like, cannot say a negative thing about those two guys. But everyone else, yeah, absolutely. Like, we're all part of it, one big family, basically. We try and catch up with the guys in Sydney, at least, as often as possible. And when I can make it out to Melbourne, hell yeah, I'm catching up with Andrew and Crystal. So.
Yeah. All right, here's a question for me.
Oh, question 7. Has Amy ever tried to go on Lego Masters?
No.
And why not?
I love Lego, but I love it in small portions. So I build for like maybe an hour at a time and then I'm done, maybe for several days. And I'm like good with that. I am actually in awe at all of you for building that many hours a day for months.
No, me too.
I would go mad.
I'm still amazed we did that.
Yeah. So no, that would put me off Lego forever. I love watching the show. I love it. Yeah. My attention span is long.
No, good call.
All right, this is a question for me because you guys may not know this, okay? Question 8. An article was published by the Sydney Morning Herald with the title, Nick and Gene Make Lego Master History. Can you tell us what you did to earn that title?
Yes, that's right. I was in the paper. Sydney Morning Herald said that we made Lego Masters history. I mean, we did, but I'm trying to remember exactly how many wins at that point. Not to sound cocky, but we won so many challenges. I think this might have been 4 or 5 challenges in a row. We made Lego Masters history because I believe our season was the first to have where the winners of the previous challenge actually still had to build and compete for the brick again. And so every challenge everyone built, unlike previous seasons where the winners of the previous challenge sat out.
Right, so you couldn't win
That's right,
back.
so they literally couldn't win back to back. And I don't think they would have. I didn't think we would either, but we just kept putting out good builds. I'm pretty proud of what we did.
Yeah.
So I think in the end, we ended up with about 7 or 8 wins, not in a row. We had a short break. I think Joss and Henry won a couple in between, but we won the most challenges ever in Lego Masters history. And I believe it still stands.
Question 9. Why do you believe that you were not called back for season 5 when you and Nick had the most consecutive wins in a row in LEGO Master history?
I know. What's going on, producers? Come on. I was hoping for a call. I think season 5 was the top 2 teams of the previous 4 seasons competing against each other to find out who was the Grandmaster.
Okay.
And unfortunately, some of the teams couldn't make it back for whatever reason. So they filled those gaps with other contestants from other seasons. And I thought it would have made sense to bring back, Team Nick and Jean. But,
Yeah.
oh well, I'm not sure why we didn't get the call. And I'm a little bit bummed, but I also don't know if I would have done it. It's another big chunk of time off, and I had a pretty good job at the time, so...
I don't think that was the main reason.
Oh, the main reason was Amy and Yanni.
No, that was not the main reason.
What was the main reason?
We were getting married. Our wedding was in the middle of Grandmasters.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I don't know that they would have let you. You'd be like, oh, I can't film today. We're getting married on a Friday.
Giving us the weekend off. Actually,
that was a Friday.
Yeah, funny that we almost always got Fridays off on filming. I think we only ever worked one Friday. So it would have worked, but yeah, okay. I wouldn't have been present for any of the planning.
Yeah.
So yeah,
probably
that's right.
Worked.
That's right. That's important. Oops.
So then you pretty much answered the next question. Question 10 was, do you wish you were on Grandmasters?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do wish. I hope they do like a Grandmasters 2 and bring back, 3rd place from every season.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, do it.
Question 11. Can you share some behind-the-scenes stories or moments that didn't make it on the show?
Yes, okay, so my favourite behind the scenes moment that didn't make it for some reason, I'm guessing it was Hamish, couldn't outshine Hamish, because we won so many challenges in a row. There was one moment where Hamish came up to our desk and to camera, it was during an interview, he said, if you win this one, we're going to make you a plaque and hang it in the back of the studio. And what do you know, we won it. So then during the next episode, while we were shooting, Hamish pulls Nick and I aside, takes us to the back of the studio, and sure enough, there's a plaque hanging in the back of the studio. They have a little presentation ceremony for us.
No!
Now, the problem is, we won that episode as well, which immediately made the plaque out of date. But I can't believe they didn't show the plaque. They didn't mention it or anything.
Is there any way we can get this footage? Because I just want to see it.
I have no idea.
Do you have some contacts?
Yeah,
just be like, please don't scrub that footage. I want to see it.
Or if anyone took a photo of that plaque, pretty
I was going to say, no one took a photo?
Well, we couldn't have phones on set, so...
Okay, question 12. Did you get anything for being on the show?
Okay, so yes, we did, and it's sitting right here. It's our new mic stand. I modified it slightly to accept our new Rode mic. But we got this exclusive. The box is actually numbered. I know a few LEGO Masters have kept theirs in the box for some reason. Okay. I had to build it, obviously. Normally it sits on top of my computer, but since we've been filming, or since I've made this mic stand, it sits in front of me while we're filming, it's pretty cool. Although seeing some Instagram posts from some of the previous contestants from older seasons, they got a huge LEGO swag bag, which looked pretty cool with a lot of new big sets.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit bummed we didn't get a lot of brand new large sets. Amy was bummed for sure.
I was like, at least he goes on LEGO Masters. He's going to come home with a bunch of new sets. And at the time, the typewriter was really big, and I was hanging for the typewriter. I was like, he's going to come home, he's going to get all these sets, and it's going to be the typewriter, and I'll have something. Yeah. And I didn't, and it was sad.
But they didn't get this one, so they didn't get the individually numbered special limited edition LEGO Masters trophy. So it was win-lose.
Question 13. If you had to pick a new partner from the cast of season 4, who would it be?
This is a tricky question because I liked everyone on the show, but I worked so well with Nick. So I'm trying to think of someone else that would complement the dynamic we had.
Yeah.
Someone else who could kind of come up with some of the ideas, some of the overall ideas. Yeah, it's really tricky. I mean, I would have loved to build with Kirsty because she's got so much energy, and I think that would have been such a fun desk to build at. A little bit manic at some points, maybe a little bit stressful, but still like really fun.
Yeah.
Or maybe even Dan with his kind of knowledge of have you guys seen some of Dan's builds on Instagram? He makes these crazy mechanical things, like he just made a set of penguins, like remote control penguins that walk along.
That's so cool.
They're so cool. They flap their arms. They're really cool.
Wow.
So like a few times we struggled with some mechanisms. Like we made the rocker, and man, making his arms swing around to play the guitar, that was I mean, we could have built him bigger, but I didn't want to build him much bigger. I wanted to build that scale, so we had to like squeeze this mechanism up his back.
Yeah.
So maybe like some of Dan's mechanical know-how would have been really good. How about you? If you had to pick one partner to work with from Lego Masters Season 4,
okay,
who would it be?
Rachel.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Why is that?
I mean, Rachel's the loveliest human in like the world, so
It's
I feel
true.
like we would like complement each other really well. But also, when I was chatting with her, she was telling me about like some extra builds that she hadn't gotten the opportunity to build, and they were so whimsical and magical and like my vibe completely.
Yeah.
And I would so be down to build those. So 100% Rachel.
Good answer.
All right, question 14. What was your favorite build?
What was my favorite build?
I know what mine was.
This is a tough question because a lot of my builds I really liked. I like a lot of elements from a lot of the builds, right? So obviously like the intricate detail from the cuckoo clock with the mechanism spinning in the background and the fact that we made the clock spin and both hands spin independently was incredible. The first beautiful piece we built was just the jazz club. Stunning. If I ever find an old beat up record player like that, I have to buy it and rebuild a jazz club.
Yeah.
Stunning, I gotta say. And I loved our finale build. It was kind of like
Yes.
huge, it was big, and it was detailed, and it was whimsical, and it was a fairy tale, and
Yeah.
the forest. You know, there's always things. We're working to such a tight deadline. There's always things you change, and there's always things you do differently, and there's always like, you know, Nick's trees. We could have. Another piece that didn't make it to air. Look, in my opinion, and I say this to everybody, I think that my finale build was the best, but I feel like every team has to think that their finale build was the best because
absolutely.
they put their all into it.
100%.
So, you know.
And they're so different. So
That's true.
what you absolutely love, you've put everything into it, and so of course everyone's was amazing.
That's right. That actually something happened off camera that really like makes me feel like we accomplished something. And Hamish pulled up a stool. He pulled it back a little bit from the build, put the stool down, sat down, crossed his arms, and just went, "Wow, we're looking at our build." And that was like, "Oh, okay. We've done all right then."
That's so nice.
Because it's so nerve-wracking, you know? You're seeing these other two teams building these amazing things, like the giant tree.
Of course.
How they built that. Like, it looked like they weren't going to finish. Then suddenly, bam, the tree had detail. They had all the people and everything.
Yeah.
They spent so freaking long building that tree. I saw at one point in time Alex was inside the tree building. But you know.
Yeah.
And then who can compete with Justin Henry's monster mech battle?
Yeah.
Nutsos. And so Nick and I sitting here doing our dumb thing managed to get Hamish to sit down and go, "Wow," you know.
Yeah.
That makes us feel accomplished.
Yeah.
Like we accomplished something. So that was answering what was my favorite build. And I didn't even answer the question.
No, that
I really liked our Window to the Future, our skater girl. That was sick.
that was really cool.
Tail in 3 parts. Our little snowman, our little boy. Wow.
100%.
Too many cool builds.
Yeah.
I can't answer that question.
No,
but
that's
Amy is going to answer it for me.
I think I'm going to answer it as what I loved about what you and Nick built. And I don't think I saw it that often through Lego Masters. And what you guys built were stunning like display pieces, which I think were magnificent. A lot of people go huge, a lot of people go for like playability or like wild colors and stuff. Yours were like these intricate, beautiful display pieces. And for me, that's what I love buying, that's what I love building. I want to put something in my house like this, you know, like your jazz club. You genuinely, I would put that like on a shelf, or your cuckoo clock on the wall. It was so beautiful. And you were able to, in these like intricate, beautiful builds, not only are you building these like beautiful display pieces, but there was emotion in it. I feel like that's so difficult. It's so rare that you see emotion like that, genuinely, in Lego. Like your little boy and the snowman scene, like tears, like it's so beautiful. I don't feel like I see that in Lego. Like, to me, honestly, like thinking of Lego I've built like the past year or whatever, I don't feel like I see emotion in it. Like, you know, like genuinely. So I think you and Nick, of course you won that many, because I don't think I've seen it done though, genuinely. Like, so my favorite was the cuckoo clock.
There you go.
That was my long spiel. But like, I just had to say it because like, it's so hard to put emotion into Lego.
Yeah.
So good.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Of course. All right.
15.
Okay. Question 15. In reality TV shows like MasterChef, you see there's only seconds on the clock and contestants are running around, still seemingly like they have a lot to do. Was it like that in Lego Masters? Were you working until like the final second, or is that just kind of like reality TV editing?
It was a little bit of both. So we were working to the final seconds, but often we'd finished the majority of, like we'd finished everything we needed to do, and the last, if you're good at time management, you have finished. And then you're just adding extra details. You kind of go, we need the bulk of everything done. We need like the build completed. And then if we can add in extra decorations at the end, you add in extra decorations at the end. And so, at least for us, that was pretty much what it was the whole time. I mean, the finale builds a different story. Nick spent like 2 hours building that windmill and barely got it across the line at the end.
Okay.
And I needed him to build some trees, and we barely got the trees on, but it's fine.
Okay.
I feel like we might have gotten in a little bit of trouble from the Brickman if we were just chilling for the last hour, you know? Just like,
that's not good
we're
TV.
done. Yeah, that's not good TV at all. So there was a bit of editing magic. I do know that sometimes a team might have like not had an idea for a while at the beginning, and so they couldn't use their whole time effectively, and so they might have been building right up to the end. But I feel like for the majority it was usually editing magic.
Yeah, to make it more dramatic.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 16. What was your favorite builds from other contestants?
That's a tricky question because, again, there was so much talent out there and so many good builds, but something that immediately springs to my mind and something that I'm kind of like annoyed didn't win was Kirsty and Dan's Grandscape. It was the fishing boat in rough seas with a lighthouse in the background, and Kirsty made really good use of kind of transparent bricks to build like a gradient night sky, and I think it was really beautiful, and it was a twist on Grandscapes.
I loved Alex and Caleb's The Fisherman, like
Absolutely.
fishing with a cat.
Yes.
That, I don't know where they pulled that out of. Like the jump from what like everyone was doing to suddenly something that grand was insane. I just remembered your rainbow.
Yeah.
Was it the same one?
Yeah.
The Fisherman? Oh, was that
the castle in the clouds.
Castle and the rainbow. Oh.
Yeah.
I just want the rainbow. Can you just make it like? Can we hang it? Like make it?
Yeah. So many builds.
So cool.
So many things. I just want to get Nick on the phone and just say, "Hey, let's just rebuild this thing we built on Lego Masters."
That's such a good idea. Done. Let's do it. Let's get this happening.
All right. For Brickvention 2025, we'll build all of our Lego Masters builds. You heard me, Nick. Let's do it.
We have 2 questions, but this one you've pretty much answered. Question 17. Would you go back on the show if they asked?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. Of course I would. Invite me back, please.
Awesome. The last question, question 18. If you could go on another reality TV show, what would it be?
Oh, okay. I reckon maybe something like Survivor. I think Survivor would be fun. I think there'd be a lot of personalities. There'd be a lot of... there's like a completely different skill set from building the Legos. You gotta have really like interpersonal skills. You need to be ruthless. You need to be good at, the majority of their challenges are just endurance challenges.
Yeah.
So I feel like that'd be a lot of fun to be on. Okay. What about you?
Okay, I have 2. Number 1 would be travel guides.
Oh, yep.
I feel like that is like the epitome of like probably more me, but like us.
Yeah. Go have a relaxing holiday.
Yeah, exactly. Go and like do wild experiences and stuff and just like react to that.
Yeah.
Because I just love that.
Yeah.
And speaking of reacting, otherwise like probably like Gogglebox or something. Because I am real good at sitting on the couch reacting to things. So
and, you watch enough reality TV as it is, and so
I got this down.
And I hear you from the other room yelling at the screen.
Exactly. I'm good. Gogglebox, do you want us?
Yeah.
All right. We did it. We answered
Cool.
your questions.
Sweet. That was good fun.
So good. And if you have anything else, we can make a second part 2. So please
Absolutely.
drop comments
Yeah,
in
just
there.
send us a comment any way you can. Drop a comment down below. Any questions you have for Lego Masters, Lego, anything you want to know about Amy.
And thank you so much for everyone who asked the questions, because you made this
Yes.
video possible.
Absolutely.
And we really appreciate it.
Yeah,
So-
please ask more if you're curious.
Yeah.
Check out our Instagram channel. Every now and then we drop a question box that says, hey, ask us anything. We'll build that into these videos. Go check us out on Instagram anyway. Like, subscribe. Give us a like here. Give us a subscribe. And we'll see you next time.